Welcome to the Comic Central. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're going to be talking about what are my favorite Superman stories. So let's get into it. Now, before we get into this, I just want to apologize. I've been having some terrible luck. I did a short about how my technical difficulties have messed up my uploading schedule. I had planned with the 1 year special and all that 2 weeks before. Then there's problems with my editing plan, and I needed to get it renewed and stuff, and my brother wasn't there and stuff. It was complicated. But right now, this is Tuesday. My plan is to post the 1 year special, re-recorded for the 5th time because files corrupted and stuff. I am planning on releasing that on Friday or Saturday, depending on how this ends up doing. Because I do want a little bit of a gap, but I'm trying to post more in December as a little apology, and we're gonna figure that out. But now let's jump on to the books. Now I'm gonna sort of start with the runs because there's not that many of what I've read of my favorite Superman stories, so maybe there'll be an updated list, but I've read a good amount. So I think the main run of Superman that people talk about and actually gotten stuff is the Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason Superman. This is the main part of this is the first run where we get to see Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason did not create Jonathan Kent, but they made him into sort of what he is today, a little bit, as in sort of forging the character now as the adult and everything. Yeah, I have the 4 deluxe editions of this, which get some of the really fun issues that don't have specifically Tomasi and Gleason in it, because there are a few issues written by other creators and made by other artists like Doug Mahnke, who I got to meet and is a great person. Yeah. Out of other runs, honorable mentions, that sort of ties into Super Sons, and that is sort of a Superman story because it has his son who was in other. That's the main other one. I do like the one with Jonathan where it's Superman, Sonic Kal-El. That's also good, in my opinion. It's not the greatest. I haven't read all of it, but that's basically what I have to say for runs. So now we're just gonna sort of go in general of stories that I really, really like for Superman. This is going to be a quicker video than Batman, because I've read less Superman. Superman's more of his big stories, like a bang with this. So this is probably the biggest and most known Superman story, basically. The death of Superman. I have this amazing 30th anniversary deluxe edition. And it is just truly amazing, and it has a fold out page of that death, because fun fact, people, in the death of Superman dies. So you got it here, got this page, and then it folds out and you get this amazing view. So that was a cool thing, is that in the deluxe edition it had the page fold out. This is also in the Omnis. The Omni is the Death and Return, and there was just recently a compendium collecting these. I'm trying to sort of touch on a little bit of the formats that have this. And the next book is the most, it had to be on here. I need to reread this eventually. Probably going to need to get a new copy. They already did a redo of this. This is for, a 2022 or 2023 edition of All-Star Superman. I got a deluxe edition. The problem with this is that it's really dinged up and messed up. This is going to be on a video that I eventually scrapped of a haul. It's really damaged. It's the most iconic and most known Superman story by Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely. 12 issues of All-Star Superman, which was by far the best All-Star comic, because there's the Batman, Robin, the Boy Wonder, which I might read that and do a video on it just for my entertainment of crimes to humanity of what I hear that is. But this is good, and I need to reread it because I was not the biggest fan of this when I read it. But again, I'm not this big adult super person who knows everything and is so wise. I've read Watchmen. It wasn't my favorite thing in the world. I am going to revisit Watchmen when I'm older, a little bit older. Maybe I'll understand it more. I still enjoyed it, but I want more understanding. And we sort of have three stories left. I know this is a quicker video, but that's just how it's going to be since there's not a ton of Superman to talk about. But we have the best sort of, from what I've read at least, because I haven't read any of the Jeff Johns or anything, the best sort of like starting point / origin area for Superman, and that's Superman for All Seasons. This is created by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, which is an amazing creative team, doing stuff like Batman Long Halloween and Batman Dark Victory and Batman Haunted Night and Spider-Man Blue and all the colors, like they did the Marvel Colors things that are all, from what I hear, really good. I've only read part of Daredevil. So this is a 4-issue story that follows 4 people talking about Superman. So you get, from what I hear, you get Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Lana Lang, and his father. From what I remember, at least. This is one of the best comics I've ever read. The second best Superman story that I've ever read, with some amazing art. That is just amazing because, again, it's Tim Sale, who is one of the best comic artists to ever live. So that's for All Seasons. It's explained. It's like, no, it's a big thing. Now, this was a fun story. That I sort of heard about, and I'm like, I want to try this. It's a small, pretty short story. It has a name that you're going to be pretty familiar with, from what I've talked about in this video, because the artist is also Tim Sale. So, this is Darwyn Cooke's Superman Kryptonite. Now, Darwyn Cooke, for some reason, he wasn't the artist on this, so he's like, what's the closest thing I can get to my art, and, like, the best thing? And he said, Tim Sale. So, the second best option, basically, was Tim Sale writing this. Darwyn Cooke, of course, has done The New Frontier, Batman, Ego, the Richard Stark Parker graphic novels. This was in 2006. And this is, the entire premise of this is Superman sort of discovering kryptonite for the first time as a weakness, which is a really interesting point to sort of follow in his history. It's not really an origin, but it's like how he faces that he is not indestructible anymore. Before it was like, is this unearthly human who's so powerful, how can we even stop Superman? And they then find out that there's kryptonite, which we get more versions of kryptonite and everything, but it's mainly that which has become a very big thing. Now, I guess, drumroll please, for the best Superman story, in the opinion of me, your great co-host of the Comic Central, and that is Superman Space Age. This is some of the best art. I've been talking about how great art is in this video, especially with Tim Sale, but this I like just as much. It's Michael and Laura Allred. It's Michael doing pencils and Laura doing, I believe, inking and colors. But this is a three long issue series. There's also Batman Dark Age, which I have not read yet. But this follows Superman during the Space Age, and it covers things from the 40s, World War II, and on to the 1980s, where it has so much great stuff, including including some stories that are retread from the past, like in the 80s and that. So, it's an amazing story. It covers a lot of Space Age events, like nuclear warfare, where we deal with Lex Luthor and Bruce Wayne, get the founding of the Justice League, a confrontation of the trolley problem, even if that is not the biggest part of this book, but it's still a key moment, and there's so much great things, especially generationally, with the two families, with Clark's dad and Lois's dad. So it truly is a really good story. And that is about it. I'm gonna definitely read more Superman stories. I might talk about more that I really enjoy, because there definitely will be eventually, because I haven't read some of the stuff by like Jeff Johns with Secret Origin as Brainiac and all that. But I will eventually get to that. So I think with that being said, that's practically the end of the video. Please like and subscribe to me at The Comic Central. It would really help and support me in doing more content because I really do enjoy this and I'm trying to do it more. But again, there's been crazy technical difficulties, so I apologize about that. So, yeah, I'm here on YouTube, and there's the Central Comics Podcast and my Discord server where I'll chat up with you, and you might be like asking, hey, what books do I need for like Green Arrow or whatever, and I'd say like Jeff Lemire, read that. I'm not the biggest knowledgeable on Green Arrow, but especially like Batman or Nightwing, I got you. Okay, don't worry. Or you can watch my favorite Batman stories and some other amazing videos that I believe are on this channel. So, again, please like and subscribe, comment for engagement, and I guess I'll see you all next time, and goodbye.